Welcome back. It is yours truly, Nick, a Movie AV Impulse. In today's top 5, I am going to talk about successful movies turned animated series that totally failed. And they didn't even make it past 3 seasons, and some of them didn't even make it past 1 season. And a lot of these, you're probably going to be like, they made a spin-off of that? And then other ones, you're going to be like, of course they did. It just made sense at the time. And no, Beetlejuice is not on this list because Beetlejuice, the animated series, was an amazing cartoon. But other than that, we're going to get right into it. But first, before you go, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and don't forget to share the video because there are a lot of people in this world that love nostalgia and they love to see movies were made into cartoons that just didn't make it. And coming in at number 5, which I don't know if you knew that this was an animated series, but Back to the Future. A crazy successful movie. All 3 of them were absolutely awesome, part 2 being my favorite. And they tried to really capitalize off that success, made it an animated series. It lasted 2 seasons, and thank God it only did, because to me personally, I didn't like it at all, even as a kid. And I'll tell you, when it came to this cartoon, I really wish that they would have took a little bit more time to really get them into more adventures rather than trying to turn it into what I felt was a bootleg Magic School Bus. Just my whole philosophy behind it. Coming in at number 4, the success of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was just absolutely crazy. That is a movie that everybody loves. And you know, Keanu Reeves just really killed that role. The whole thing was crazy. But Bill and Ted, they made that an animated series and it just wasn't successful. It wasn't what it should have been. I'm glad that they stopped production on that really quick because it just wasn't successful. It should have just stuck as a movie. Now these next few should not be a very big surprise. Jim Carrey, he just really showed what he can do on a comedy level. And that a lot of that is thanks to In Living Color. A lot of y'all forget that Jim Carrey started out in Living Color, and I feel like if it wasn't for the Wayans giving him a chance to really shine and show what he could do on A Living Color, we may not have the successful Jim Carrey that we have today. Coming in at number 3, it's going to be Ace Ventura. This was another one where I kind of vaguely remember liking it. With so many different movies to choose from to make into cartoons, it was just a real bad choice from the studio thinking that that's what they were going to do. But I understand why they do it. They just want to capitalize off of everything, and boom. Number 2, again, The Mask was absolutely smoking. It was an amazing, funny, hilarious movie, and the villain was badass. I mean, everything. And then we get the animated series, and that, I remember my cousin Calvin really loving it, and I remember absolutely hating it. I would just end up putting on the movie instead of watching the animated series, and I believe that maybe lasted 2 seasons, if that. As 2 honorable mentions, well, let me throw in 3 because I bet you that you didn't know a couple of these were made into animated series. One being RoboCop. Total failure. You know, you can't take an R-rated movie like that that's so gruesome and gory and make a family fun cartoon out of it. It just doesn't work. I'm sorry. Another one coming in would be Rambo. Yes, they made Rambo an animated series and it totally flopped. Really hard. You know, you can't have Rambo without the blood, the guts, and the, you know, everything like that. Another one is The Karate Kid, because, you know, at the time, The Karate Kid was one of those movies where the karate was terrible, but as a kid, you didn't notice it. You just noticed they were doing karate, and everybody loved karate as a kid. But the animated series was absolutely horrendous. Do not even look for it on YouTube. It's bad. It's really bad. And also Police Academy. Great successful comedies. Horrible idea for a cartoon series, but hey, once again, the studio's got to try. Even if it's a flop, somewhere down the line, you'll have collectors like me that probably would try to collect all of these. They'll make the money somewhere. And coming in at number 1, and I'll be honest, I'm actually shocked that this lasted the 13 episodes, aka 1 season that it did. And again, it's going to be off of the success of Jim Carrey, and that's Dumb and Dumber. Yes, Dumb and Dumber had a cartoon that was not good at all. I would rather watch the spin-off of Dumb and Dumber when Harry met Lloyd. I would rather watch that than to sit down and watch the Dumb and Dumber animated series. You would literally have to do what they did in Clockwork Orange and sit me down in that chair with those things to hold my eyes open, because I don't want to watch it. I will still try to struggle and strain to close my eyes and not remember that that cartoon existed. That's how bad I think that one was. Anyways, those are my 5 with the honorable mentions, and I will see you on the next one with a cartoon that should be made into a movie. And I don't understand why they haven't done it yet, especially when they've done it for other franchises as far as cartoons go. Anyways, I will see you on the next one. Peace.
Thank you. You love me. You really love me. You're not going anywhere.